Hello Aquarius, great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast for November 2025. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way, Aquarius. One of the things that I'm getting for you guys for this month is that I do feel that it's going to be a really good month, emotionally speaking. There's a lot of, I feel, emotional conversations, okay? Where you are finally going to be able to make a lot of connections in a very meaningful and in a very emotionally fulfilling way. So I feel that conversation-wise, the ability to communicate our feelings, all of these things are coming through for you guys for the month of September. And going back to the yearly reading that I did in January, I feel that, August was the catalyst month that would allow you to make this, to do some introspection, to do some inner work so that you can express yourself emotionally. And I feel that's what's happening here. So everything is coming to fruition in September. Seems to me like the culmination point, where things are being laid out in the open and you're able to make emotional connections and to able to have meaningful conversations and to move relationships forward, okay? All of your interpersonal relationships forward. What I'm sensing is for others of you, there might be, relationships. You might have met someone recently. I feel this bubbly energy of new love, new relationships, and you might be discussing with this person this month about, where do we go from here? Like, do we want to take the relationship to the next level? Do we want to, date exclusively? So I feel like some important conversations regarding the current state of a relationship is coming to light, okay? What I'm also feeling is I see movement and travel for a lot of you guys. So I don't know if you have are thinking about doing this or are planning to do it at a later month, but discussing the logistical details of a voyage, okay? I feel like it's a major voyage or a major step in the next phase of your life. And I'm getting a lot of energy with family, okay? A lot of you who might have traveled a lot in the past, I feel that there's this sense where, you want to lay down roots. You want to see parents. You want to reconnect with people from your past, like family members and even people that you have, very strong emotional connections with. So those things are figuring prominently for this month. And I feel that moving forward, you are looking for opportunities to, let me put these here. Moving forward, you are looking for opportunities to reconnect. And so there's this like ebb and flow, and you're standing on this, I guess like on this threshold of a new life for yourself where it's going to be a lot more adventurous, where it will entail a lot more travel, but then you're also yearning for, a sense of rootedness. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're at this junction in your life trying to figure out, what's my next step. And I feel that in the past, might have been, the rolling stone that gathers no moss. But right now, there might be other people in your life that you have very strong ties with. And these decisions cannot no longer be made as as a single unit. You are going to have to start to take into account another person's input, because they're significant in your life, in order to be able to figure out what you want to do together as a couple or as a group or as, friends and things like that. So this is a really, really important month for you guys on the emotional front, okay? I feel some of you have met your match. It says, like a deepening soulmate connection. And it seems to me to be very, very solid, very, very stable, potentially leading to marriage here. So I definitely feel that, things are in the works for you. And you are going to be in a really, really good space right now to reap emotional fulfillment and happiness, okay? So I'm really happy to see this for you guys. It's very love and, emotions, sentiment, focus. So let's go into your reading. You keep getting water signs, and I am trying to figure that out. You keep getting water signs. Okay, so, and fire signs too. But let me just see. All right, so let's go into your reading. The first thing here is, of course, work and finance. So we have here the Four of Cups as well as the Eight of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling is, for some of you who might have been, might have like, try to figure out, is this really panning out for me? Those of you who have, started work in a previous retrograde period, I feel that, the job description itself might not have been all that it's cracked up to be, or you might not like jive very well with the job. So you are looking for more opportunities, and you're looking for other options that might be made available to you this month. Mercury in retrograde is not a good time to do job hunting or to accept jobs, okay? So I do feel that if you're like unemployed and you're struggling financially, it is really important for you to take the job, but then you want to also look at it realistically, because usually the way that it pans out is that the description that they advertise is not the job titles or duties that you're actually going to be doing once you start the job. So just be a little bit mindful about that, okay? So Mercury retrograde is from looking at opportunities, and all that glitters is not really real. So just be careful about that, okay? Don't be taken in by the glitz and the glamour. Just look at a situation realistically. I also feel that some of you might have some options that are coming through with the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups basically means that it's one of the interpretation I've seen for this card is the longing for the undefinable. Okay, so rejecting the concrete and the real and the practical choices, and longing for something out there. Okay, and one of the things that you want to be cognizant about, especially when this card comes in, is that it's a card about boredom. It's a card slightly about discontentment, okay? So wanting something that you can't have, wanting something that is out of reach, and that is essentially not even that great for you, but you're a fixed sign. When you want something, you tend to get a little bit too tunnel vision and too focused on it, and when something is not right for you, your soul knows, and it also, there's a sense of you holding back, okay? So I definitely feel that if it's just not coming in fast enough, or if it's not coming in the manner that you'd hope, just trust that it might not be the right option for you, okay? So in the meantime, rather than dwelling on this one thing, you are going to have to like take practical steps and maintain, or even like take care of practical responsibilities that are immediately of concern to you, okay? So for example, it's sort of like, thinking about that long away trip that's like 3-4 months down the line, and planning for it, and spending all of your time planning for things that are not panning out just yet, and then neglecting your other duties. So just be mindful about that. And I feel like this is an energy coming through. Pentacles is a work card. It's a finance card. It's a card about consistent effort put towards a goal, towards a very, very tedious task sometimes. But it's a card about, achievements. So I feel that a lot of you are going to have to, unfortunately, just snap out of it. And, with the daydreaming. Daydreaming is good, but it is a form of escapism. And I feel like you are neglecting your practical responsibilities, okay? Now, in the work front, it's saying the same thing pretty much. Focus your head. This is where your energy needs to be channeled so that you are the most productive, okay? So streamlining your work processes, being a little bit more productive with your time rather than daydreaming and ruminating. It's really important to get your head in the game on the work front, because I feel like financially you're in a really good space right now. And if the other things that you're waiting on are not coming in just yet, it's best to take care of the things that you already have right now, okay? Now, in terms of, this is also another finance card. This is, I would say, like more dealing with assets and existing financial situation, okay? We do have the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles indicates family wealth, wealth that is generated over a long period of time. It involves multiple people, so joint assets, things that are built up like family wealth, and foundation investments as well. This is a really, really financially abundant card, and I feel that you might have finances, assets, family as a unit, linked up with another person. We do have here the King of Wands, which signifies a fire sign, a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries, and this can be their sun, moon, or rising. I definitely feel there is a situation here, potentially, if you are in a committed relationship and you're living together, there might be some divvying up of assets, okay? There might be some situation where you both are either linking up your assets or splitting up your assets, because we have the Ten of Pentacles as well as the Five of Pentacles, which indicates to me some type of a division, okay? Things are being halved. So if you are romantically involved with this person and you have shared or joint finances and assets, I definitely see something coming through where you are going to have to, possibly merge assets or divide up assets if you decide to separate. What I'm also feeling here is the King of Wands is usually somebody who has children, okay? Their creative energy is very, very high, and usually, creativity is ruled by the fifth house, which also deals with children as well. So if you are romantically involved with this person, there might be some challenges. If you are involved with them in any way, like, partnership, business, or even romance, or even friendships, there might be some considerations here regarding children, finances, and things like that, that might come into the forefront when you interact with them. And I do feel this is somebody who is really looking for a lot of stability in their financial foundation, and they see you as somebody who is really stable, and they might want to link up with you in that manner, okay? It's a little bit of a materialistic stance, and I do feel that, if you've dealt with this person, they're a fire sign, so they're supposed to be very, ambitious and forward thinking and creative, and I would say somewhat aggressive and assertive as well. But the energy I'm picking up in this spread is that it's somebody who's very go with the flow. They take a step back and they don't really do much to maintain that friendship or maintain that business association or even that relationship. It's something to keep an eye out for, okay? Both of these things also indicate to me somebody who is very financially abundant. So if you're dating this person or meeting this person this year, I feel, and if it's a new person, I do feel that they have really high standards when it comes to your conduct, when it comes to people's conducts. They have really high ethics and morals, and I do feel that they hold everyone to very, very high standards. So they're a little bit difficult to please, and they all also, I feel like, just very financially stable to begin with, okay? Decadent comes to mind is what I'm sensing. Decadent, someone who is just very, very well dressed and very refined in the way that they think, in the way that they talk. So it's somebody who's really high on the pedestal, okay? In terms of your emotional state, we do have here the Queen of Cups and the Moon. One thing that I want you to be careful about, because this just came to me here. If you're dealing with a fire sign that fits the descriptors that I've just mentioned, okay, I feel that you might hold them on a pedestal, okay? You might put them on a pedestal, and I feel like what you see is just like the veneer, the facade, actually, because I feel that it's still going to take some time before they make a move, okay? So if you're putting them on a pedestal, I want you to be a little bit careful. We do have the moon here, which indicates, hidden information, confusion, and generally, your intuition is telling you little bits and pieces of information. But I feel that your emotional state is taking over, like I said. Once you want something, you become very, very fixated on it, and then you become a little bit tunnel vision. So just don't form an opinion yet, okay? Let time let things unfold naturally, and then take things a little bit slower this month, because I feel that you are overwhelmed with emotions for a specific venture, a specific job, a specific person, and you're already projecting too far into the future what's going to happen, and this is not a good time to do that during Mercury in retrograde. So just be careful about that, and you know, keep yourself grounded, okay? So that's the first thing I want to say about this king here. But in terms of your emotional state, we do have the moon and the Queen of Cups. So simply, the Queen of Cups is somebody who's very, very nurturing. This could be the energy that you are embodying, where I feel that for you guys, a lot of you guys, whatever heartache, whatever breakups you've dealt with in the past that you feel like, you know, you couldn't get over, whatever situation you were in the past where there might have been lies, deception, confusion, and you felt like you didn't really have all the information, okay? So this could be something happening in whatever hang-ups you've had on the emotional front. I feel that you are recovering from all of this, and you are in a really, really good space emotionally where you're starting to open up your heart again. You're starting to love again, and I feel this really, really nice emotional exchange between you and another person, okay? So you're ready to open yourself up again. And likewise, there is this overly romantic ambiance between you and a water sign. So water signs are Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It shows up as the queen energy, and it can be male or female, but the main difference between the queen and the king in this deck is that the queen is very receptive, very nurturing, and I feel like the queen energies are usually more like family oriented. They do want to have children. They do want to form a solid foundation. And there's a very, very strong shyness about them. And you know, queen energies, the Queen of Cups is usually considered like the naive queen. And what that signifies to me is it's somebody that will give their all until you prove otherwise. So if you're dealing with a character like this, they are very open-hearted and they are very delicate. So I definitely feel there is a very strong sense of, like, you know, energy exchange between you and this person. And I feel almost like on a psychic level, because the moon does indicate strong intuition and things like that. It seems to me like you might even understand or know their intentions before they even speak. Okay, so this is a really, really good emotional connection that you have with this person. It could be a friend or even a romantic interest, but it's a really good reception. So in terms of your emotional state and family life here, we do have the Ten of Cups as well as the Death card. So the Death card indicates major, major, major transformations, okay? It's a major arcana card, and it signifies things that are coming through that you are going to have like no choice whether or not to incorporate it, because I feel like changes is very sweeping, very final, and it's going to bring about something really, really good, long-lasting for you. And I honestly believe that a lot of you guys have been hurt in the past. You were in a situation, you know, for the past 4 months, ruminating, feeling very, very bored with life, feeling very bored about, you know, your own existence. Like, having all these like existential crises. I feel like midlife crisis, existential crisis, where you are starting to question, you know, what is the bigger picture here? What is the meaning of life? And where am I supposed to be headed? Where am I supposed to go on the work front? Okay. And also, you might have been jaded from the past with, you know, previous relationships. But this is the month in which you are opening yourself up again. You are going through a very, very strong, emotionally transformative state. And you're learning to love again. So I feel like very, very strongly a lot of you are in either, you know, in a new relationship that you have just implemented with a fire sign, or with a water sign. And I feel like these are very solid candidates for love and romance, because I feel like the water sign wants to build, you know, a foundation, and the fire sign already has possibly an existing family and a lot of financial abundance. So I feel that somebody wants to build a future with you, and somebody is really taken in by you and do want to incorporate you into their blended family, or they want to build a foundation with you. Okay, so I feel like these are energies coming through that are very sincere, very honest, and actually really good for you. What I'm also feeling is there's going to be new ways in which you all are reconnecting with family members, okay? So I feel that whatever rifts, whatever even geographical distance that have happened between, you know, family members to cause estrangement or to cause like awkwardness, I definitely feel that you all are coming together. This is like the homecoming. This is like the family reunions get together. And even like in some rare instances, like somebody buying a new house and you're having that housewarming party, or there's like a union between a groups of people that you consider to be your family. So all of these things are really, really positive. And what it's saying to me essentially is that, you know, the emotional transformation has to happen first. So it's kind of like the dawning of a new day. Whatever situations you've been dealing with, I do feel there is going to be some major, major changes to your emotional relationship. So whoever it is that you are tied in with, linked in with, there's going to be either like coming together or breaking away. But either way, the whatever happens this month, I feel like it is very final, and it is very much like one could say like karmic, okay? So let's look at your advice here. We do have the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Princess of Cups. So first of all, I'm going to say this once again, that I definitely feel a lot of you are splitting up with another person that you've been in a long-rooted relationship with, and you are dividing your assets, okay? Because we are, once again, reducing from a Ten of Pentacles into the Five of Pentacles, okay? For those of you who are not dealing with this, I definitely feel that you have met somebody that you feel almost as if, you know, through thick and thin, we definitely can make it together. So I feel like this is the month in which, you know, emotional crossroads are being, you're standing at that emotional crossroads. And I feel like it's a make or break point in a major existing relationship. And you are going to decide to either split up completely or rough it out through thick and thin with this person, okay? So they're revealing their true colors, and you're going to have to make a choice, make a decision to ride it out together and just see where the future takes you. And I feel like a lot of you, you're a fixed sign as well. I do feel that once you love, you can love very, very thoroughly and very deeply. So you have trouble letting go. And I feel that you're going to ride it out with the other person, okay? Whatever you decide to do, I feel that it is karmically ordained. So whatever decision that you make, just know that, you know, you are doing it for the right reasons. And it's always good to give people the benefit of the doubt and to ride things out with them, okay, even when things get rough. What's also coming through is we do have the Four of Wands, which is traditionally the marriage card, and the Princess of Cups, which is an offer of love, okay? Offer of friendship, offer of love. So I feel like what's happening here is a lot of you might be transitioning, I feel, either from one job to the next, and there's an element of like, you know, purchasing a new property, purchasing a new home, or moving in to live with another person. So I definitely feel like a major shift coming from a place of financial and spiritual lack to a place where you are feeling very loved, very supported, and very nurtured by the universe. What I'm also sensing is you might have an offer of love coming through from a water sign here. And there is an element here of like wanting to build a future together. So two people who wants the same things are coming together or merging together. So this is a really, really positive month for you guys. I feel on the emotional front. And I know things have been a little bit rough in the past. But this is the month in which you're getting a lot of, I feel like emotional validation is what I'm sensing, where things are moving in the right direction, where you're getting contact, you're getting concrete, solid communication from another person, and there's this energy and emotional exchange between you and another person, and things are not convoluted, things are not confusing, okay? So it looks to me to be really, really good. So let's go into your love life. I feel like that was, you know, like a love reading all in itself. Let's see what's available to you, Aquarius, for love and relationship. Okay. So I'm going to pull out one more card for the lovers. Okay. So let's talk about this residual energy of a conflict. So first of all, we do have here the Seven of Wands, and this is a card about, self-defense. It's a card about valor. It's a card about defending our values and making sure that the other person appreciates our quirkiness, making sure the other person appreciates where we're coming from. Whatever conflict you had in the past, I definitely feel that a lot of you are coming together and mutually understanding another person, okay? Coming to a point of mutual understanding with another person, excuse me. A lot of you are dealing with an earth sign, okay? So this is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and this is somebody who is actually quite possessive of you, okay? I also feel they're very, very stubborn, very unchangeable, and that might have been a challenge in the past, not being able to be flexible and not being able to put themselves in another person's shoes, okay? Whenever I see this card, I feel like it might not even be an earth sign. It's just somebody who's really, really status focused, finance focused, and I almost feel like a sense of like tunnel vision with them as well. They've been stuck in their little own, like if you think about it, like they're in their own apartment for so long that they don't even know how other people behave. They don't really know what's outside. So it's like fear of stepping out of their comfort zone, okay? What I'm feeling overwhelmingly is that a lot of you, this might have been you, where you're very emotionally protected and you're very emotionally guarded, okay? And you have an idea about what you want, and you want that exciting life, and you want that, really good emotional energy exchange between another person. But I feel like you're very much stuck in your old ways, and you're not able to let go of things and relationships and people that were not good for you. So this served as one of the major challenges in getting the relationship partner that you want. And I feel like this is somebody that might have come into the picture in the past, okay? We do have the Lovers, and the Lovers is a very, very strong emotional, spiritual, physical connection between you and another person. What I'm sensing here is that we have a situation where you are having a really good time. You're out socializing and you're out, just mingling and exchanging with another person, and it's coming together in a really beautiful way. Now, this came in the very recent past, so a lot of you, this person might have already entered your life, okay? I'm getting a lot of water energy in the previous spread, so I feel that, for some of you, it might be water sign, for others, maybe an earth sign. So I'm feeling that you're in a really good space right now and you are connecting really well with another person. I feel like one of the things that is coming through here is be very, very careful about, that whole honeymoon stage where we might we see little flaws here and there in another person. And the flaws are not enough to make or break a relationship, but we might be put into a situation where we need to defend ourselves, okay? And likewise, we might be put into a situation where we have to defend our values. And you want to be very careful about how you communicate these things. If something is important to you, by all means, say it. But if there's room to compromise, always try to compromise, because I feel like that's what's coming in. It's between what's mine and what's yours. So these are boundary issues I feel that are potentially coming through, or that are being brought to light slowly and gradually for this month, okay? But overall, it is still a really, really beautiful, harmonious union you have with another person. The foundation here indicates to me here, we have the Hangman, which is waiting on a decision from another person. It's linked up with a fire sign. So a lot of you are possibly trying to extract yourself from a fire sign, trying to leave this situation behind, or waiting on communication from a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. And the state of the Hangman is a very, very uncomfortable space to be, okay? And it usually denotes that somebody is like, the communication is not flowing too great between the two of you. And you're also really, really, I feel like there's a lot of physical chemistry, okay? There's a lot of physical chemistry, and you feel that in the past this person has been very, very generous with their time, with their words, but there might be some snags along the road for this month. And mainly I feel like it is attributed to Mercury in retrograde, because I feel like, you know, this is a really, really loving, very caring person. They're very nurturing. Sometime for this month they might be temporarily like MIA, not at their best, not operating at their best, and not pursuing you as persistently as you'd prefer. So if this is a romantic partner, I definitely feel there's a lot of things that are that you're waiting around from them, okay? And I definitely feel like their emotional state doesn't seem to be too good when I look at this card along with the Temperance card, okay? So the Temperance card deals with emotional fluctuation, like emotional ups and downs, and feeling a little bit worried, feeling a little bit nervous, and also feeling uncertain. This is also a card about, you know, temperature taking. So I feel like I mentioned before, the fire sign, I feel like they have a lot riding on their reputation, on their status, and so they're really, really careful about picking a partner. So I feel like the communication might not be flowing because they might not feel that they want to invest in you fully, okay? So just something to be mindful about. So in the meantime, if you're waiting, you know, if you've been ruminating and waiting for this one person, I feel that it's important for you to take a step back from this, because I feel like emotionally you're working yourself up over nothing. And I feel like this is someone that is still not 100% certain how they feel about you. So maybe communicating how you feel about them will make them a little bit more receptive, will get them to open up, okay? What's crowning you? And the crowning energy is pretty much what you're thinking about. We have here the Seven of Coins, and which is the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card to me that indicates, you know, like love at first sight. It's one of those, you know, when you stare at somebody from across the room and you catch their eyes, they catch yours, and everything, there's that huge spark, okay? When it shows up in the reverse, it's basically telling you that things are going to take a long time to develop, okay? So especially if you're dealing with that fire sign, things are going to take a long time. And especially if you're dealing with an earth sign, I definitely feel that they're saying this is somebody who's a little bit too wrapped up in their financial situation right now. So it's going to take a long time for two people to see eye to eye. It's going to take a long time for love and to mature and develop in a meaningful and also in a stable way. So just be mindful that it's not, you know, always going to be that that honeymoon stage, like every day of the week. But I do feel that it's telling you to be patient, to be diligent, and especially when someone is taking their time, just be respectful and give them the space and the support that they need, and don't jump too fast, okay? Like, don't rush things along, okay? It's also linked up here with the Knight of Coins and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So especially if you're dealing with an earth sign, okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, I feel honestly that they are just as stubborn as you. And I feel that the way that you communicate, the way that you express yourself, the things that you value are not going to align. That's what I'm feeling strongly with this this cluster. And if you've had somebody from the past that is coming back in that really, really, you know, hurt you, and this is earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and specifically, especially somebody from the past, and this can be their sun, moon, or rising. I feel like if someone has been really, really, really slow to act in the past, and you have this great emotional chemistry together, and all of a sudden they're in and out of the picture and you don't know like how they feel about you, I definitely feel they're making a comeback, okay? If you were in a situation where you were just, you know, constantly staring at each other in the past and things didn't get off the ground for whatever reason, you have an opportunity to come back together again this month. So Mercury in retrograde is also a very good time for misconnections to like rekindle, to reconnect, to reconcile, and to always also like have that opportunity to rectify past mistakes and to rectify those misconnections with another person, okay? So I feel like they're coming in and they're not going to be slow about it either. So you have an opportunity with like, it's almost like a blast from the past is what I'm feeling, you know, with another person. what's coming in your future here is the Nine of Swords and the Death card. And I feel like for you guys, emotionally, you know, just try not to dwell on things too much. Don't analyze, overanalyze. Don't read too much between the lines, okay? Like I said, things are going to develop very, very slowly. So don't think about worst case scenarios. You know, when you text somebody and, you know, they're busy, and it takes them like, you know, 6-7 hours to get back to you, just don't think about the worst case scenario. And also, I feel like if someone is telling you, hey, let's slow things down a little bit, it means exactly just that. It's not that they want to break up, they just want to slow things down. Or if they say they need some space, give them a little bit of space, okay? So it's not the end of the world. And I feel like this is once again the emotional turmoil, the emotional anguish card, thinking about the worst case scenario. So what it's saying here is that you have all these swords to protect you. You have ways of like distracting yourself. You have things that you need to take care of. And it's not like there's no use in ruminating over things that are never going to happen. Or, you know, like stop it with the negative self-talk. Because I feel like a lot of you are in a or have recently met somebody. You're swept off your feet. And you're trying to find, you know, that balance between alone time versus time with another person. On the one hand, you really crave, you know, you really enjoy your pets, your routines, your alone time. On the other hand, you really want to be with another person. So I definitely feel like some balance is going to be required of you in order to navigate the energy of this relationship, because I feel like you are in a very happy state, okay? And finding that work-life balance and also romance and work balance, that's going to be important as well. A lot of you might have been involved with somebody in